Okay, everyone. So we are going to make sure that our blocks are within reaching distance. And we're going to come down to our backs to start with our centering. And get yourself cozy, comfortable. And get any little wiggles or adjustments that you need to. We're going to take a nice, slow, long belly filling breath in. Nice, slow, long exhale out. Nice, slow, long belly filling breath in. We're going to hold the breath at the top this time. And then exhale through the mouth and exhale the full breath. And then when you're ready, another nice, slow, long belly filling breath in. We're going to hold that breath again at the top. And then nice and slow, exhale through the mouth. And we're going to do one more. Nice, slow, long belly filling breath in. Holding that breath at the top. And nice, slow exhale through the mouth. Good. Just allowing everything to melt, to connect with the mat. Maintaining a relaxed but focused attention. So keeping our awareness on our mat. And should our mind wander, bring it back to our inhales and our exhales. Let's stay here for a few more breaths. Take a big breath in. Exhaling the knees to the chest for a hug. Give a gentle rock from side to side, nice and slow. Coming to stillness. We'll reach for the back of our ankles coming into our happy baby. So our hands come to the back of the heels. Taking a few slow, long inhales and exhales here, just allowing our spines to lengthen and to connect to the mat. Releasing the back of the ankles, we'll reach for our big toes and just playing around with our legs here. So you can straighten the legs out. You can make the V shape. You can come back and forth in and out of your happy baby, just playing with the legs, opening up the hips. Bring the soles of our feet together, hugging them in towards our chest. Bringing your breath down into your hips. Release the feet, allowing them to connect with the mat. We're going to reach the right toes up to the sky, nice and long, through the shin. And then let's push through the heel. Right. Circles in one direction with the ankle and in the other. Good. Coming to stillness. Coming from the hip, we're going to make circles with the leg. As if you're drawing a circle onto the ceiling. Excuse me. And then we'll make circles in the opposite direction. Coming to stillness, that right ankle is going to come below that left knee as we come into our reclined pigeon. If you want to go deeper into your pigeon, you can bring your hands to the front of that left shin. And we're keeping our hips squared off with the ceiling. More breaths here. We're going to release that left leg, allowing the left foot to connect to the mat. Right knee crosses over the left. Arms come out into T position. Let's let those legs come over to the left side of the mat and pointing our face towards our right fingers. In. Exhale, let's bring the legs to center, releasing the right foot. We're going to bring that left leg up into the air and again, drawing circles in one direction, coming from the hip. Circles in the other direction. Coming to stillness, left ankle below the right knee. We'll come back into that reclined pigeon. Again, if you want to go into a deeper pigeon, you can bring the hands to the front of the right shin. We're squaring those hips off with the ceiling. Few more breaths here. And we're going to release that right foot down to the ground. Left knee crosses the right, arms back it into T position. Legs come down to the right side of the mat. We're going to point our face towards our left fingers. Just some nice, slow, long inhales and exhales here. More breaths. Inhale to center. Exhale, release the left foot to the floor. We're going to come into our supported Lord of Fish pose. So that top block is going to be mid-height for our head. The lower block at its lowest level. And you can decide whether you want width-wise or length-wise. I prefer width because I find that it gives more support into my shoulders. We'll have our knees bent, opening up our arms, palms facing up to the sky. We'll stay here for a few nice, slow, long inhales and exhales here. A little more breaths. Slow, long inhale in. Exhale it out. And we'll push ourselves up into seated. We're going to take one of our blocks and use it for our seat. You might just have to wiggle it around to find the right spot so you're comfortable on it. And knees are angled down towards the mat. Nice, long, tall spine, pushing through the crown of the head. We're going to drop the chin down to the chest. Roll the left ear over to the left shoulder. Nice and slow. We're going to roll over to the right side. Nice and slow back to the left. And one more time back over to the right. Coming back down to the chest for a couple breaths. And we'll bring our head back to center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to heart center. Arms come straight out in front of us, right elbow to left. As we come into our eagle arms. Releasing the hands down towards the mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms forward, this time left into right, coming back into those eagle arms. And releasing the hands down towards the mat again one more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. We're going to bring our feet into our cobbler. Trying to bring the heels a little bit closer in towards the groin. We're just trying to allow some opening into those hips. Allowing the knees to be heavy. If you feel like you're able to go a little bit further, you can gently add a little bit of pressure to the knees, pushing them down towards the mat. If you feel like this is enough, then that's good too. Just listening to our bodies. Okay. We'll bring our hands behind our back, just gently pulling those hands down towards the bottom. Spines are nice and long. Take breath in. Exhale, release the hands. We're going to bring our right hand over to our left side. Left hand's going to come to the small of the back. We're keeping that long spine, pushing through the crown of the head. Big breath in. Exhale, let's come into our twist. Bring our gaze over our left shoulder. Breath in. Exhale, let's flow over to the other side. The right hand's in the small of the back. Breath in. Exhale, let's come back to center. We're going to release our block. Good. Feet come straight in front of us, coming into our staff pose. We'll inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Take some nice, slow, long inhales and exhales here. And just seeing on the exhales if your body allows you to go a little deeper into the pose. You find you're really tight in the neck, you can very gently try and drop the chin a little bit closer towards the chest. Just be slow and mindful. Starting at the tailbone, we're going to roll ourselves up to seated, bring the shoulders up to the ears, around and back. Good stuff. We're going to use our blocks for our cat and cow. So bring them down to the lowest, I was going to say setting, lowest height. There's no tech in our blocks. All right, so we've got the left block forward for the hand, the right block for the knee. And still trying to keep the shoulders stacked over top of the wrist, hip over top of the knee. Good. Toes are curled under. Let's pull those belly buttons into the spine. And we'll inhale to our cow. Exhale, cat. Really round out through that spine. Little shoulders. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Back to our tabletop. We'll switch our blocks under the right hand and under the left knee. Good. And just checking our alignment, really trying to keep those shoulders stacked, hips stacked. Good. Belly button pulled in. Inhale the cow. Exhale cat. Rounding out through those shoulders. Inhale cow. Exhale cat. And one more time. Inhale to our cow. Exhale to our cat. Coming back to our tabletop. We're going to put our blocks towards the top of the mat. We're going to go mid-height and put them approximately shoulder width apart. All right. We'll pull those belly buttons back into our spine. Inhale to your cow. Exhale, cat. One more. Inhale, cow. Exhale to our cat. Coming back to tabletop, let's bring those knees to the width of the mat. Coming back into our child's pose and just allow everything to melt. We'll push up into our first down dog, just taking the dog for a walk, nice and slow. Perfect. Coming to stillness, left leg, three-legged dog. You can stay here or you can come over to your flip dog. Back to our left leg, three-legged dog, releasing the left foot to the mat. Right leg, three-legged dog, and you can stay here or you can come over to your flip dog. Right leg, three-legged dog, releasing that right foot. Good. We're going to walk our feet towards our hands. Good. Feet come to the width of the mat. Coming down into our ragdoll. Allowing those arms and that head to be heavy. All right. We're going to take our hands and we're going to put them onto our blocks that we had ready for us up at the top of the mat. We're going to stack our shoulders over top of our wrists, and we're going to walk our feet back into plank. Staying here for a few breaths. Good. Let's bring the right knee to our chest and back. Left knee to our chest and back. Right, back, left, back, right, back. You've got this. Left, back. Good. Then we're going to walk our feet towards our blocks. Good. Just keeping our hands flat on the blocks, allowing the head to be heavy. If you need to, if you found that was a bit much on your hands, you can even open and close them or wiggle your fingers, roll out your wrists. And then we're going to walk ourselves back into plank. Right. We're going to take our left leg out to the left side of the mat and back. Right leg to the right side and back. Left out and back. Right out and back. We'll do one more on each side. You've got this. Left out and back. Right and back. Again, walk your feet up towards your blocks. Good. This time you can allow your hands and arms to be heavy. You can shake out your hands if you want, roll out your wrists. Whatever feels good here. Right. We'll walk our feet back out almost to like a down dog. Good. We'll release our knees down to our mat. We are going to still use our blocks, bringing them down a little bit closer to us and not so far up to the top of the mat. We'll step our right foot forward, a little more than a 45-degree angle because we're going to try and really get into, so my right foot step forward, we're going to try and get into those hips and quads to lengthen them. Let's stack that right knee now over the ankle and use your blocks for support. So you can move them to where you need them, trying to lean further into that left hip. Depending how tight your glutes are, you might feel it in the glute and the hip. I'm trying to keep that front knee stacked over top of the ankle. So if you have to wiggle the toes a little further forward, that's okay too. And just bring your breath into that left hip. If you want to go further, you can release those left toes if they're curled under. If your left toes, if you're on the top of your left foot, curl those toes again. We're going to push ourselves back into kneeling, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So step that left foot forward again, more than that 45-degree angle, and then we'll stack the knee over top of the ankle, really getting into that right hip. Good, good job. If your right toes are curled under, you can release them if you want to go further. Just brings you a little deeper into that lengthening. Curl those right toes under. We're going to put ourselves back into kneeling. We can put our blocks up at the top of the mat. Go highest height because we'll do half moon after just so that you have them handy. Making the adjustments on the mat so your mid mat will push up into our downward facing dog. Taking our doggo for a little walk again. Good. Coming to stillness, right leg, three-legged dog. And stay here, bring that right leg over for our flip dog. Right leg, three-legged dog. And let's step that right foot forward as we inhale up to our warrior two. Exhale the breath out. Big breath in. Exhale to triangle. Let's flow back, reverse warrior. Big breath in. Flow into your sky archer. Straighten that right front leg. Wrap that left hand around the right wrist and pull those right toes up. Good, beautiful. Release into our warrior two. Inhale one. Hands to either side of that right foot, right leg, three-legged dog, and release the right foot. Beautiful. Left leg, three-legged dog. So stay here, come over to your flip dog. Left leg, three-legged dog. We'll step that left foot forward as we inhale up to our warrior two. Exhale the breath out. Big breath in. Exhale to triangle. Flow back to reverse warrior. Big breath in. Exhale, let's flow into our sky archer. Right hand around the left wrist, curling those left toes back. And release into our warrior two. Inhale one. Hands to either side of that left foot, left leg, three-legged dog, and release the left foot. Let's walk those feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Right. We're going to do another flow through with our sun salutation. I just want to make sure that your blocks are within reaching distance because we will flow into a half moon. So if you have to move them closer, just take a second to do that. And remember, it's about the distance between your armpit and your hip bone. Perfect. All right. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Step back down, dog. Let's flow all the way through to our up dog or cobra. Exhale down. Good. So looking between our thumbs, we'll hop or step forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale to heart center. Stepping the left foot back into our high lunge. Keeping those hands at heart center, getting low into that left heel. Stacking the right knee over the right ankle. Beautiful. Really nice. Big breath in. Exhale to warrior two. Get nice and strong here. We're going to flow forward into our half moon. Use your block for support. Push through that left heel for stability. Big breath in. Exhale to tree. All right. Release the left foot into mountain. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Step back, down dog. Let's flow all the way through, coming to our up dog or cobra. Flow into our down dog. We'll hop or step forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Stepping the right foot back into our high lunge. It's a little bit tricky. Get low into that right heel. Left knee stacked over top of the ankle. Big breath in. Exhale to warrior two. Flow into your half moon. Again, pushing through that back heel. That right heel will help with stability. Big breath in. Good. Exhale. Let's come on into our tree. And release into mountain. Good stuff. Great work. Okay, we'll put that other block back to the top of the mat. We're not going to use it again. All right. Feet are hip width apart. We're going to take that left foot and bring it either to the right calf or the upper inner thigh. Hands to heart center. Find your drishti. Find your point of focus. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. Pushing through the crown of the head. Just find your point of focus. Connected with our breath. Few more breaths. You're doing amazing. Our right hand's going to reach down for our left foot. We're going to point that left knee down to the mat. And then we'll have a seat. And then we're going to bring our left foot behind us. Left hand reaches for the left foot as we come into our dancer. Good, beautiful. Release into mountain. Very nice, good stuff. Let's give that right foot a little shake out, a little roll out. Good stuff. All right. We're going to root through that left foot. Right foot comes either to the calf or upper inner thigh. Hands to heart center. And again, finding your drishti, find your point of focus. It's the only thought you have. It's finding that steady point in front of you. A few more breaths. Left hand's going to reach for the right foot. We're going to point that right knee down to the mat and then have a seat. And right foot's going to come behind us. Right hand reaches for the right foot. We're going to come forward into dancer. We don't have a plant in front of your face like I do. And release into mountain. Good job. Nice stuff. Excellent. All right, let's give that left leg a little break, little shake, little wiggle. Perfect. Feet are hip width apart. We're going to send that left foot back into our warrior two. Big breath in. Exhale, rotate into your goddess. Try and tuck that tailbone in. Beautiful. Big breath in. Exhale, straighten out the legs, connecting the hands over the head. Big breath in. Exhale, back into goddess. Inhale, straightening up, hands connect over the head again. Exhale to goddess. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, goddess. Let's bring our hands behind our back, coming into a forward fold. We'll release our hands down to the mat. We're going to walk our hands to our right foot as we rotate back into our warrior legs. Inhale up to warrior one. Exhale, come up into mountain. Nice transition. Beautiful. Good. So this time, generous step back with the right leg coming into our warrior two. And rotate into your goddess. Big breath in. Exhale, let's straighten everything up, connecting the hands over the head. Release back into your goddess. Keeping those tailbones tucked under if you can. Straighten everything up. Come down into goddess. Straighten up. Release into goddess. Hands connect behind our back. Big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. We'll release our hands down to the mat. If you can go further in this pose, see if you can come down to your forearms, if it's comfortable or available to you. And we're going to walk our hands towards our left foot as we rotate into our warrior legs again. Inhale up to warrior one. Exhale up into mountain. Nice job. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to take that right leg over the left, coming into our eagle arms. Arms straight in front of us, right elbow into the left. You can keep those right toes on the mat, or you can slide them up that left leg. Elbows up to shoulder height. Big breath in. Exhale to chair. We're going to bring our hands to heart center. Tuck that tailbone under. Good. We're going to wiggle our feet past hip width apart, coming down into our wide leg squat. Elbows to the inside of the knees. You can stay in stillness here. If you want to add a little movement for the hips, you can do that too. Hands connect down to the mat. We're going to push our bottoms up to the sky. Starting at the tailbone with arms heavy, we'll roll ourselves up into standing, bringing the shoulders up to the ears. Around and back. Good. Let's bring those feet back underneath our hips. We're going to take the left leg over the right, arms out in front, left elbow into the right as we sit back into our eagle. You can keep the left toes on the ground or slide them up that right leg. Big breath in. Exhale to chair, hands to heart center, tuck the tailbone under. Nice. Let's wiggle those feet just past hip width apart. Again, coming down into our wide leg squat. And you can add movement to your squat if you like to. Connecting with our breath. Hands connect down to the mat. Let's push our bottom up to the sky again. This time we'll step back into our down dog. Good. Let's just take the dog for a little walk. To stillness, left leg, three-legged dog. Let's bring that left leg forward for our pigeon. And today, just melting into our pigeon, not worrying if we're rolling into the right hip or the left cheek. Just come down to whatever's most comfortable for you. If you're really not feeling pigeon today, you can always go into child's pose or into lizard. Feeling connected with your breath. Take a nice, slow, long inhale in. As we exhale, we'll push back into a left leg, three-legged dog, or into your down dog, depending which pose you went with. Good. And right leg, three-legged dog. And we'll bring that right leg forward for pigeon. So again, just getting into the most comfortable pigeon you can. So if you're rolling into the left or the right, that's okay. Connected with your breath. Nice, slow, long inhale in. As we exhale, we'll push into our right leg, three-legged dog. Releasing that right foot to the mat. Let's walk the dog one more time. Coming to stillness, bring your knees to the width of the mat. Coming into a passive child's pose. Just allow everything to melt. This is slow. We're going to push ourselves into seated. Coming to easy pose. We'll bring one hand to our solar plexus or our tummy, the other to our heart center, our heart chakra area. We'll take some nice slow long inhales and exhales here. And I want you to feel the breath when you're inhaling coming up the front of the forehead and visualize it coming down around the crown of the head all the way into the tailbone. When you exhale, the same thing coming from the tailbone, up the spine and through the front of the forehead. So take a nice inhale in. Exhale it out. So long inhale in. Exhale it out. So long inhale in. Exhale it out. Time in. We'll come over to our backs. We will be coming into Shavasana after our next pose. So if you want to bring anything down with you, blankets, pillows, anything that you need, your bolsters. When you're ready and you're down to our back, we'll bring our hands underneath our bottom. We'll send those feet up to the sky. And here you can play with your legs, your feet, your ankles. You can roll them out. You can do crisscross, bicycle, whatever feels good to you. More breaths. And slowly release the right foot down to the mat. Then the left. We'll release our hands. Nice slow long inhale in here. And as we exhale, we'll allow our legs to lengthen, allow ourselves to melt as we prepare ourselves for Shavasana.
Staying in stillness, bringing your awareness back to your breath, noticing the rise and fall of your tummy, the movement of your shoulders with each breath. Your fingers and toes a little wiggle. Take a slow, gentle belly filling breath in. Exhale it out. We'll bring our awareness to our heart center, thinking about something that makes us happy or brings us joy. Could be big or little. Maybe the sun is shining, a good cup of tea. Just allow that feeling and thought of happiness to expand within your heart center. Allow that feeling to grow. Allow that feeling to reach all the way down to the tips of your toes, to your fingertips, all the way up to the crown of your head. Allow that feeling of happiness and joy to cross your lips, putting a smile there. Genuinely put that smile there. Feel the happy. Nice, slow, long belly filling breath in. And as we exhale, we'll slowly make our way to our right side. And staying here for a few more breaths. And we'll take another big breath in. And as we exhale, we'll come up into seated, nice and slow, no rush. And bringing our hands to heart center, giving ourselves thanks for making time for ourselves and our practice today. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste. Thanks, everyone.